Hi, I'm Greg Davenport, and welcome back to the JGD Prepared Service blog, where we discuss current events and how they impact our day to day lives. This blog focuses on community service, often related to a crisis. Given that we are entering tornado season, today's discussion is on tornadoes. But before we start, be sure to like, share, and follow us. It really helps. You know that moment when the wind just stops, everything gets eerily quiet. The air feels thick, almost electric, and then you look up and the sky has a greenish tint that just doesn't look right. If you live in tornado country, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That sight stops hearts, and it should absolutely get you moving. Every single year, families across the central and southern United States face this reality. Tornadoes are unpredictable. They're fast, they're devastating, but here's the thing. Survival isn't about luck, it's about preparation. Today, I want to talk with you about what you need to know, what to do before a tornado hits, what to do when you're in one, and what to do immediately after. Because knowing these things can literally mean the difference between life and death. So let's talk about tornado season. For most of us, that's March through June. You'll see the signs, those violent thunderstorm outbreaks, those dark, ominous clouds rolling in, and of course, those local alert sirens that make your stomach drop. But here's what happens too often. People hear the sirens and they think, let me just wait and see what happens. They want to look outside first, maybe check the radar one more time. I need you to understand something. Once a tornado warning is issued, you have maybe 10 to 15 minutes to act. That's it, and often much less. This is why mitigation and preparedness aren't optional. They're life-saving habits. So what's mitigation? That's the stuff you do long before the storm ever shows up. Reinforcing your shelter space, securing outdoor furniture and equipment, updating your insurance, having emergency kits packed and ready to grab. All that gives you protection and control before you ever need it. Now, before I go any further, I want to make sure I mention a few items that you should include in that emergency kit. And of course, an optimal kit covers your personal protection, sustenance, which is water and food, health, signaling, and travel needs. A few items to consider include extra clothing, blankets, sleeping bags, water and non-perishable foods, first aid supplies and medications, weather radio, and a charged phone. And make sure you have extra chargers that are fully charged and available should you need to charge the phone again. Flashlights and batteries, and of course, extra batteries, a road atlas, and as part of this, make sure to always have a half a tank of gas in the car. This is really important after the event takes place to make sure you can get from point A to point B if you need to. Another component of getting ready beyond mitigation is preparation. This is all about readiness. It's knowing the plan cold, rehearsing it with your family, making sure that everyone in your household, kids, elderly parents, even visitors, understand exactly what to do when the pressure is on. When you put those two things together, mitigation and preparedness, you don't just survive a storm, you outsmart it. So, all right, let's get practical. The warning sounds. What do you do? First, go to your safe place immediately. Not in a minute, not after you grab one more thing, right now. Your best option is a basement. If you don't have one, get to an interior room on the lowest floor, one without windows, and hunker down. Bathrooms work, closets work. Get under sturdy furniture if you can. That'll help protect you from any falling debris. Second, stay away from windows and doors. Flying glass is one of the most common causes of injuries in tornadoes. Don't stand there watching it approach. Get away from those windows. Third, Cover yourself. Use a mattress, a bike helmet, blankets, a couch cushion, anything to protect your head and neck from flying debris. Fourth, stay connected. Keep a weather radio on, have your smartphone with you, and set it up to receive emergency alerts. Make sure it's charged. This keeps you informed of any changes in conditions or additional warnings. And please, 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 do not try to outrun a tornado in your car unless you can clearly see it, you know the roads well, and you have a safe, direct escape route. Most of the time, you won't outrun it. If you're trapped outside with no shelter, lie flat in the lowest spot you can find, such as a ditch, a depression, or something similar, and cover your head. Let me give you a real example. Imagine you're at home watching TV. The local station breaks in with a tornado warning. That is not the time to go look at the sky. That's not the time to debate whether it's serious. That's the time to grab the kids, grab the pets, grab your emergency kit, and head straight to your safe zone. Delays kill. So don't stand at the windows watching, and don't delay grabbing extra items. Okay, so the roar fades, the wind stops, it's over. But the danger, it's not over yet. First thing, check for hazards, downed power lines, leaking gas, broken glass, and sharp debris everywhere. Move carefully. Second, help if you can, but only if it's safe. Don't become another victim by rushing into unstable structures or ignoring dangerous conditions around you. Third, if you're trapped, stay calm. Don't shout and waste energy. Instead, tap on a metal pipe or a wall. Use a whistle if you have one. Rescuers will hear that better than yelling. Fourth, tend to injuries. Use your first aid kit for bleeding, breathing problems, or shock until professionals arrive. And finally, again, stay informed. Keep that radio or phone on. Listen for updates about secondary storms or official all-clear signals. If your home is damaged, take photos of the damage for your insurance before you leave, providing it's safe, and document everything that you can. Even smart, well-meaning people make mistakes in tornadoes. So, what are some of these common mistakes? Well, we've already discussed a few, but let's review them and make sure we hit others. First, ignoring tornado watches because it probably won't happen here. Bad idea. Pay attention and take action. Second, sheltering in mobile homes, which offers almost no protection. And these mobile homes are usually ripped apart from the bottom up and create a lot of flying debris and risk to you. Third, standing at a window trying to see if it's coming. I see so many people when an alarm goes off outside looking to see if they can identify the tornado versus getting to their shelter. Bad idea. Standing next to the window, bad idea. Leaving your safe space too soon is another problem. Wait for the all clear before you leave that area. And finally, forgetting about pets or your emergency supplies in the rush. If you have time, and only if you have time, grab those pets. Families who prepare ahead of time don't make these mistakes. They've practiced, they've thought it through, they're ready. Let me share two stories with you. In 2011, Joplin, Missouri was absolutely devastated by an EF5 tornado. Over 150 people were killed. It was catastrophic. But the survivors, many of them said later that they had safe rooms. They had rehearsed their plans. They recognized the warning sounds immediately and moved fast. These decisions saved their lives. Another example highlights a family in Moore, Oklahoma in 2013. They survived an EF4 storm, one of the most powerful tornadoes you can experience. How? They had prepped a basement shelter with helmets, flashlights, water, and a weather radio. And when the sirens went off, they moved quickly. They stayed calm, they sheltered until the all clear was given. Their home was destroyed, but every single person in that family walked away unharmed. That's what preparation does. It doesn't require luck, it rewards readiness. So let me leave you with the essentials. Although tempted, a tornado is not the Northern Lights experience. Don't chase the view. Instead, take immediate and decisive action. The first step is to recognize that tornadoes can strike with very little warning and that every household needs a practiced plan. The safest shelter is underground or in an interior, windowless space on the lowest floor. Protective gear, especially helmets and sturdy shoes, can save your lives. Stay alert, stay connected, listen for official warnings and updates, and afterwards, safety comes first. Avoid hazards, help cautiously, and seek assistance when you need it. Preparation is not paranoia, it's empowerment. So tonight, when you get home, I want you to do something. Look around your house, identify your shelter space, assemble your emergency kit if you don't have one, and teach your family, especially your kids, what to do and where to go should a tornado occur. Sign up for weather alerts on your phone. Attend a local preparedness workshop if one's available, and practice your tornado response plan twice a year, just like you would a fire drill, which I hope you're also doing. Because when the sky turns green and those sirens start wailing, you don't want to be standing there wondering what to do. You want to act calm, confident, and prepared. Tornadoes will hit again. The question is never if, it's when. Make sure your answer is, we're ready. Thank you for listening, and I hope these tips are helpful. For more information on tornadoes, please take the time to visit JGD's Prepared Service website. You all take care.